Hey everyone, welcome back to Mike's Monsters. I am excited to be sharing an exclusive look at the new S.H.MonsterArts GODZILLA 1989 exclusive edition. This was sent to me by my friends at Bandai Namco Toys and Collectibles, and I'm really super excited to be able to show this off and let you guys be the first to see it. As you can see, it comes here first in this brown packaging like a lot of S.H.MonsterArts does. Not a lot of details just besides the product name and the barcode and stuff like that. So let's open this up and see what the packaging actually looks like. Lovely sound. Nice. It's a really nice box. I really dig this. This kind of event exclusive box is always really cool to have. I love getting this kind of stuff. And again, thank you to my friends at Bandai Namco Toys and Collectibles for sending me this to show to all of you, and I'll tell you later how to get this if you're going to San Diego Comic-Con, so stay tuned. But for now, let's open him up and see how he moves and looks and all of that fun stuff. Alright, we have Godzilla here on the table. Let's take a look at the box so you can get a better view of its details. In typical TAMASHII Nations fashion, with their event-exclusive packaging, you can see here that the front has a very glossy finish on Godzilla's design itself. It says Godzilla Exclusive Edition on the side. On top, there's another angle of Godzilla with more of the glossiness on him. And this side here has Godzilla on a glossy version as well, with some of my fingerprints. And on the back, there's a bunch of awesome photos of Godzilla with the new translucent spines, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how those work out. And we also have information about the sculptor on the bottom. Feel free to pause and translate that if you want to, but I'm not going to do that for you here. And then that Godzilla right there has a little glossy finish to him as well. And on the bottom, it just has that information on it. So let's open this up. And you can see that there's some tape there showing that it's still sealed and everything like that. So let's get a knife. We can see Godzilla is there in the clamshell packaging, and I can't see any tape at the moment holding this together, so let's get right to it and get him out of the package. He's all wrapped up in plastic. Alright, no missing parts or anything like that. No pieces have fallen off. So if that's something you were worried about, that is not happening here. And it looks very nice. I can't tell right now, but it almost looks like his skin is a little darker than the original release. But I will do a comparison between him and the original release as well, so we can see that for sure. Those spines, those look really, really nice. I like those a lot, and that's just like super good. Yeah, he definitely looks like Godzilla 1989, that's for sure. Everything seems to and feels about the same as the original release, with no drastic changes from what I can tell. You can swivel the legs around. And let's actually get him back to a neutral pose so we can start from the top here. The head that was one of the things about the other one. It can't really look up unless you kind of tilt the neck back a little bit more. But even then it can still kind of only look down, which I never really personally had an issue with. The mouth opens up, no problem. Yeah, this is just really nice. And let's see, I'm going to bring the light in a little closer so we can get a little better look at the eyes here. You can see that the eyes are like a decal now or something. So they're not exactly the same as they were before. but they look a lot nicer than before to me. These new ones are very nice. Again, we'll do a comparison to get a better look at all this stuff between this and the original release of the figure. The arms can do a little bit of a T-pose, and they go all the way around, no problem. Basically, we'll just go from here and see the articulation. That there is a double-jointed elbow. The neck has some nice movement as well. And you can see here, I'll show you the paint on the spines. It doesn't just go like a hard line. It's got a nice fade starting here and goes all the way down to here with nice translucency in the middle of it all. It looks a lot better in person than it does on camera, in my opinion. And I'll do some fun lighting later in the video to show how translucent they are. This is just really nice. Yeah, all the joints don't feel too tight or too loose. They just feel nice and locked in. Everything's in the right spot. Nothing feels like it's going to fall off or anything. And the tail moves just as well as the original did, and the original had a really great tail in the first place. Yeah, I dig this figure a lot, especially this version. So let's get a little creative with our lighting and get some better shots and stuff so we can see how translucent these spines are in the right kind of lighting. But first, let's take a quick 360 look at the figure before we jump into that. Godzilla 1989 is my favorite Godzilla design and has been since I was a kid, and this release really adds a lot to the vibe of the figure with these blue translucent spines. I really, really dig that effect. The figure does not come with a beam effect or anything like that, but as someone who doesn't display his beam effects or do any photography with them either, this doesn't bother me. If it did come with a beam, it would just sit in a bag in my storage away in my closet, probably never to be seen again. But now let's look at the figure's details, including the new translucent spines. With the right lighting, these spines really pop and glow. It's a really, really awesome effect that I'd love to see on more Godzilla figures in the future. And just for fun, here's what it looks like lit up with a black light. They're purple, but they still glow pretty well. Now let's compare this event-exclusive version to the original Godzilla 1989 release from a few years back. Overall, they feel and look like the exact same builds from top to bottom. There may be some slight differences in the paint application between the two figures, but it's not drastic besides the spines, of course. The original release may have had a little bit more of a bluish-gray highlights throughout the figure on the skin, which isn't really noticeable unless you have the right direct bright light on it, while this new version has more of a dark black and gray tone to it. But again, it's not exactly noticeable unless you're seeing them side by side. I do notice on the event exclusive version that the mouth can close a little bit better than my copy of the original release. In the mouths, there's a little bit more of a whiter paint used on the teeth on the exclusive version, and you can see a little bit of a difference in the eye application as well. The new version of the mouth seems a little bit better than the copy that I had before on the original release, but the mouth on the original release is not something I really noticed having issues with until I saw this new version right next to it. It might just be my copy, but there is more of a wash on the claws as well on the new version, making them a little bit less straight of a yellow color, but overall it's pretty much the same. The toes on the claws on the original version, though, have more of a wash than the new version, but that's not something, again, I would notice until I was seeing the figures side by side like this. But now let's get a little creative and take some photos of this event-exclusive figure with some fun lighting to make those spines really pop. I decided to recreate some scenes and moments from Godzilla vs. Biollante, but with my own twist, along with some other scenes showcasing the details on those spines with some creative backlighting. For the fog effect, I'm using a Ulanzi Film Fog Ace, along with some Ulanzi lights and lume cubes to light it all up and get the mood just right. Overall, this is a really awesome version of my favorite Godzilla design. It feels like a smaller version of the older S.H.MonsterArts Kyoko 1989 figure, but just without the lighting effect that came with in the spines and the roar effect, which I never had this figure, but this makes a great alternative to that. I'm super thankful that my friends at Bandai Namco Toys and Collect both sent one of these my way to show off to all of you. If you are attending San Diego Comic-Con 2024, you can pick up one of these bad boys at the TAMASHII NATIONS Booth, which is also number 3329, and the GODZILLA Booth, which is right next to it, booth 3345. This figure does not require a ticket to purchase, unlike the Dragon Ball figures, which will require you to pick up a ticket and reserve them, so you can walk right up to either one of the booths and make a purchase for this Godzilla. The S.H.MonsterArts Godzilla 1989 exclusive edition will run you $95, and at the moment there is no word if he will be available outside of this convention, but keep an eye on the Bandai Namco Toys and Collectibles socials for any announcement for the option to purchase them outside of the event. I hope you enjoyed this first look at the figure, and if you're looking to pick one up at SDCC, I hope you're able to get one. Thank you so much for watching Mike's Monsters. I really appreciate having you here, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.